What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel Travel Planner. Ever scroll through Instagram, see someone living their best life on a pristine beach or exploring some ancient ruin, and just think, yeah, must be nice to be a millionaire? Well, I'm here to completely shatter that illusion for you. The truth is, that incredible life-changing adventure you've been dreaming of? It probably costs less than your monthly car payment. I'm not even kidding. We're talking about living like a king, eating like a local food critic, and having stories to tell for a lifetime. All without having to sell a kidney on the black market. For the past few months, my team and I have been obsessed with one mission: to find the absolute best value destinations for 2025. We're not just talking about cheap places, we're talking about incredible places that just so happen to be ridiculously affordable. Places where your dollar, euro, or pound stretches so far, you'll have to check your wallet twice to make sure you didn't accidentally rob a bank. So if you're ready to finally make 2025 the year you stop dreaming and start exploring, stick around. We're about to break down the top 10 cheapest countries to travel to next year. And trust me, number 7 will completely blow your mind. Let's get into it. Number 10 is Budapest, Hungary. All right, kicking off our list at number 10, we're heading straight to the heart of Europe, but we're skipping the pricey icons like Paris and London. Instead, we're landing in Budapest, Hungary. And guys, this city is an absolute masterclass in how to have a luxurious European experience on a shoestring budget. First things first, Budapest is actually two cities in one. Buda on one side of the Danube River and Pest on the other. And connecting them are these gorgeous historic bridges that light up at night and make the whole city look like something straight out of a fairy tale. The best part? Walking across them is completely free. Now, let's talk about one of the most unique things you can do here. Imagine spending an entire day at a stunning, palatial spa complex. We're talking massive, warm thermal pools, both indoors and outdoors, surrounded by beautiful yellow neo-Baroque architecture. This isn't a fantasy, it's the Széchenyi thermal bath. And the entry fee for a full day of soaking your worries away? It's around $20 for a full day. I've paid more for a mediocre lunch in other European capitals. The history behind these baths is insane, fed by natural hot springs, and it's a ritual for both locals and travelers. You haven't truly experienced Budapest until you've played a game of chess on a floating board in the middle of a warm pool. When you get hungry, Hungarian food is this hearty, flavorful cuisine that's designed to stick to your ribs. Your number one mission is to find a bowl of authentic goulash. It's a rich, paprika-based stew, usually with tender beef and vegetables, and it's the ultimate comfort food. A massive, delicious bowl of it will often cost you less than the price of a fancy coffee. Also, keep an eye out for langos. It's this deep-fried flatbread topped with sour cream and cheese, and it's the perfect cheap and indulgent street food snack. But the real magic of Budapest's affordability lies in its famous ruin bars. Now, this isn't your average bar scene. After World War II, a lot of buildings in the city's Jewish quarter were left abandoned. Instead of tearing them down, people started turning them into these quirky, eclectic bohemian bars. The most famous is Simple Kurt. You walk in, and it's a labyrinth of mismatched furniture, weird art, old cars, and graffiti-covered walls, all under a canopy of fairy lights. It's an experience in itself, and the best part? A local beer here will only set you back a couple of dollars. You can bar hop all night without your wallet even feeling it. Public transport is a dream and super cheap. A single ticket is barely over $1, and a 24-hour pass is maybe $5 or $6, giving you unlimited access to trams, buses, and the metro. My pro tip? Hop on Tram Line 2. It runs right along the Danube on the Pest side, and it's been called one of the most beautiful tram routes in the entire world. You get a stunning, scenic tour of the city's most iconic landmarks for the price of a bus ticket. It's the ultimate travel hack. Number 9. Morocco. From the thermal baths of Europe, we're taking a hard turn into a completely different world. Welcome to Morocco at number 9. This country is a full-on sensory overload in the best way possible. It's chaotic, it's colorful, it's historic, and it is unbelievably affordable. The moment you step into a city like Marrakesh or Fes, you are immediately hit with a wave of sounds, smells, and sights. The call to prayer echoing over the city, the scent of spices and sizzling meat, the vibrant colors of carpets and lanterns. It's incredible, and the heart of this chaos is the souk. These are massive, maze-like marketplaces where you can find literally anything you can imagine. And I mean anything, from handmade leather bags and intricate metal lamps to mountains of fragrant spices and even live animals. Just getting lost in these narrow alleyways is a free adventure. The key is to embrace the chaos, practice your haggling skills, it's expected, and just soak it all in. Now, where you stay in Morocco is a huge part of the experience. Forget standard hotel chains. Here, you stay in a riad. These are traditional Moroccan homes built around a central courtyard, and they are like hidden palaces. From the outside, you just see a plain door and a wall. But you step inside, and it opens up into this peaceful, beautiful oasis with a fountain, orange trees, and stunning tile work everywhere. It feels like you've discovered a secret. And the wildest part? You can often find rooms in these gorgeous places for as low as $20 to $30 a night. For that price, you might even get an incredible homemade breakfast served to you in the courtyard. It's the kind of authentic, luxurious feeling experience that would cost hundreds anywhere else. But the absolute can't-miss crown jewel of a trip to Morocco is a journey into the Sahara Desert. Now, this sounds like it should be crazy expensive, right? A multi-day tour, riding camels, sleeping under the stars in a Berber camp? Surely that's a once-in-a-lifetime splurge. Nope. You can book a reputable 3-day, 2-night tour from Marrakesh or Fes into the desert for a price that will genuinely shock you. We're talking maybe $100 to $150, often including transport, meals, and the camel trek. I'm telling you, riding a camel across those endless orange sand dunes as the sun sets, painting the sky in shades of pink and purple, is a feeling you will never, ever forget. It's completely silent except for the sound of the wind and the camel's feet. Then, you arrive at your camp, they serve you a massive tagine dinner, and you sit around a bonfire with Berber guides playing drums and singing songs. You sleep in a tent and wake up to a sunrise over the dunes that looks like another planet. For the price, it is quite possibly the most value-packed adventure on Earth. And we have to talk about the food. The national dish is tagine, named after the conical clay pot it's cooked in. It's a slow-cooked stew of meat, vegetables, and spices that is so tender and flavorful. You can get a massive tagine that can easily feed 2 people for like $5 or $6 in a local restaurant. It's insane. Morocco proves that you don't need a lot of money to have a truly transformative and epic travel experience. Number 8. Indonesia. All right, paradise on a budget? That's exactly what we're talking about with number 8, Indonesia. Now, everyone's heard of Bali, and for good reason, but Indonesia is a massive archipelago of over 17,000 islands, and the value you can find once you venture beyond the main tourist spots is absolutely unreal. The first rule of budget travel in Indonesia is to embrace island hopping via local ferries. We're not talking about fancy private speedboats. The public ferries are how everyone gets around, and they are dirt cheap. A several-hour ferry from Bali to the neighboring islands of Lombok or the Gili Islands can cost you less than $10. Seriously, for the price of a movie ticket, you can sail across turquoise waters to a completely different paradise. The freedom this gives you is incredible. You can wake up on one island, decide you want to explore another for dinner, and just go. It's the ultimate shoestring budget adventure. And because there's so much competition and so many options, accommodation is ridiculously cheap. While Bali has gotten more expensive, you can head to islands like Flores, Java, or Lombok and find simple, clean guest houses, often just a short walk from a perfect beach, for as little as $5 to $10 a night. I'm not kidding. You could literally travel around Indonesia for a month for less than the cost of a single night in a fancy hotel in a place like Bora Bora. But it's not just about beaches and bungalows. Indonesia is packed with some of the most unique and epic adventures on the planet, and they are all accessible on a budget. Want to hike an active volcano to see a sunrise that looks like the surface of Mars? Mount Bromo and Mount Ijen in Java are legendary for this, and you can do a guided tour for a fraction of what you'd pay for a similar experience in, say, Hawaii. How about seeing real-life Komodo dragons in the wild? A multi-day boat trip around Komodo National Park, which includes snorkeling with manta rays and hiking on islands covered with these prehistoric monsters, is a world-class experience that is surprisingly affordable when you book it locally. And the food. Oh, the food! Indonesian cuisine is a flavor explosion. The national staple is nasi goreng, which is fried rice usually topped with a fried egg. A plate of this deliciousness from a local warung, a small family-owned eatery, will cost you about $1. You can also find incredible sauté skewers, flavorful soups like soto ayam, and fresh fruit smoothies for pennies. You can eat like a king for $5 a day, easily. Indonesia is proof that paradise doesn't have to be a 5-star, all-inclusive resort. It can be a hammock on a quiet beach, a spontaneous ferry ride to a new island, and a $1 plate of the best fried rice you've ever had. It's about adventure and freedom, and it's all there for the taking. Number 7. Turkey. Alright, get ready for number 7, because this one is a personal favorite and a serious heavyweight in the value for money category. We're going to Turkey. Now, hear me out. Istanbul is a massive, world-class city, and yes, you can spend a lot of money there if you try. But if you travel with even a little bit of sense, Turkey offers a depth of history, culture, and food that is almost unmatched for the price. Let's start with the history, because it's absolutely mind-blowing. In Istanbul, you can stand in the Hagia Sophia, a building that's been a church, a mosque, and now a museum for over 1,500 years. The sheer weight of history in that one building is overwhelming, and right across from it is the Blue Mosque, with its stunning blue Iznik tiles, and entry is free. Just next door, you have the Basilica Cistern, this ancient, underground water reservoir that feels like a subterranean palace. The entry fee for these World Heritage sites is a tiny fraction of what you'd pay to see similar monuments in Western Europe. But it doesn't stop in Istanbul. You can fly domestically within Turkey for super cheap on budget airlines. Fly to Cappadocia. This region looks like another planet, with its fairy chimney rock formations and cave dwellings. You can stay in a legit cave hotel for like $30 a night. And the number one thing to do here is wake up at dawn to watch hundreds of hot air balloons float over the valley. Now, actually going up in a balloon is expensive, but just watching the spectacle from a rooftop is completely free, and it's one of the most magical travel experiences you can possibly have. Or head to the coast to see the ruins of Ephesus, one of the best preserved ancient Roman cities in the world. Walking down its marble streets past the Library of Celsus and the massive amphitheater is like having a time machine. The entry fee is maybe $15. For context, that's less than the price of a mediocre tourist trap in a lot of other countries. Now, let's talk about the real reason I love Turkey. The food. Turkish cuisine is easily in my global top 3. It's diverse, it's flavorful, and it is stupidly cheap. Forget what you know about doner kebab from a late-night street vendor. In Turkey, it's a culinary art form. A massive, delicious doner wrap stuffed with meat, fresh veggies, and yogurt will cost you about $1.50. You can have an absolute feast from street vendors for $5. But the crown jewel of Turkish food culture is breakfast. A traditional Turkish breakfast, or kahvaltı, is not just a meal, it's an event. It's a massive spread that covers the entire table. Dozens of little plates with cheeses, olives, jams, honey, clotted cream, tomatoes, cucumbers, eggs, and fresh-baked bread. It's a social occasion that can last for hours. And you can find incredible breakfast spots where this enormous, glorious feast costs around $5 to $7 per person. It's the best deal in all of travel, hands down. From the ancient history to the otherworldly landscapes and the unbeatable food, Turkey packs a punch that very few countries can match. It's the perfect blend of East and West, ancient and modern, and it does it all without forcing you to take out a second mortgage. Number 6. Colombia. For number 6, we're hopping over to South America, to a country that has completely transformed its reputation and is now one of the most exciting and affordable destinations on the planet, Colombia. Colombia's diversity is its superpower. In one trip, you can experience vibrant modern cities, trek through lush jungle to ancient ruins, explore coffee plantations, and relax on Caribbean beaches. And the cost of traveling between and within these vastly different ecosystems is what makes it such a great value. Let's start in the cities. Medellin, once infamous, is now a shining example of urban transformation. It's a city of innovation, perfect weather, and incredibly friendly people. You can ride the city's metro cable cars, which were built to connect marginalized communities to the city center, up into the surrounding hills for literally less than $1. The ride itself offers breathtaking panoramic views of the entire Aburrá Valley. It's both cheap transportation and one of the best sightseeing tours you can get. Then there's Cartagena on the Caribbean coast, with its beautiful walled old town full of colorful colonial buildings and overflowing flower balconies. While the city itself can be a bit pricier, you can easily escape to the nearby islands, the Rosario Islands, for a day of snorkeling in crystal clear water for a very reasonable price. But to really understand Colombia's value, you need to get out into its stunning nature. A short trip from Medellin is the town of Guatapé. This place looks like it was designed by Willy Wonka. The buildings are all painted with bright, colorful bas-relief designs called zócalos on their bottom halves. It's insanely photogenic. And just outside of town is El Peñón de Guatapé, a giant 650-foot rock monolith. You can climb the 740 steps to the top for a few dollars, and the view of the surrounding lakes and islands is one of the most iconic in all of South America. For coffee lovers, a pilgrimage to the Zona Cafetera, or Coffee Axis, is a must. This is a region of rolling green hills covered in coffee plantations. You can stay on a traditional coffee farm known as a finca for a very low cost. Many offer tours where you learn about the entire process from bean to cup, and you get to sample some of the freshest coffee you'll ever taste, right at the source. And for the ultimate adventure, there's the Lost City Trek, or Ciudad Perdida. This is a multi-day jungle trek through the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta to the ancient ruins of a city that predates Machu Picchu by about 650 years. It's a challenging but incredibly rewarding experience. While the trek itself has a fixed cost, usually around $300 to $400 for 4 days, it includes all your food, lodging in jungle camps, and guides. For a comparable multi-day trek like the Inca Trail, you're looking at well over double the price. Colombian food is hearty, delicious, and cheap. You have to try bandeja paisa, a massive platter that's a challenge to finish, featuring beans, rice, chorizo, avocado, a fried egg, and more. It's a feast for maybe $6 or $7. Arepas are a staple street food snack you can find for less than $1. Colombia is vibrant, welcoming, and offers an incredible mix of urban energy and raw natural beauty for a price that will keep you traveling longer. Number 5. Greece. When you think of the Greek islands, you probably think of glamorous, ultra-expensive honeymoon destinations like Santorini and Mykonos, and yeah, those places can cost a fortune. But what if I told you that Greece is actually one of the best budget travel destinations in Europe? It's all about knowing where to go and how to do it. That's why Greece is our number 5. The secret is to skip the big 2 names and explore the other dozens of incredible islands in the Cyclades and beyond. Islands like Naxos, Paros, Ios, Milos, and Crete offer that same iconic Greek experience. Whitewashed buildings, blue-domed churches, incredible food, and stunning beaches. But for a fraction of the price. The key to making this work is the Greek ferry system. The ferries between these islands are frequent, and if you book standard economy seats on the slower boats, they are incredibly affordable. You can often find ferry tickets for short hops between islands for 10 to 20 euros. That's cheaper than a taxi ride in most cities. This means you can truly have an island-hopping adventure, designing your own route through paradise without blowing your budget on flights or fancy catamarans. Accommodation on these islands is where you'll save a ton of money. Instead of a 5-star resort with a caldera view, look for small family-run guest houses or apartments. It's very common to find clean, comfortable, and charming rooms with a small balcony, just a short walk from an amazing beach for $30 to $40 a night. Sometimes even less if you're traveling in the shoulder seasons, that is May or September. And the best part? The beaches in Greece are almost all free and public. You can spend your days swimming in the most unbelievably blue water and sunbathing on perfect sand without spending a single euro. Now, let's talk about the real reason to come to Greece. The food. And I'm not talking about fancy seaside tavernas. I'm talking about gyros. This is the ultimate budget travel hack. A gyro is a massive pita wrap stuffed with perfectly seasoned meat, usually pork or chicken, shaved off a vertical rotisserie, and then loaded with tomatoes, onions, fried potatoes, and a big dollop of creamy tzatziki sauce. It is a complete, delicious, and filling meal. And the price? Around 2 to 3 euros. I am not exaggerating when I say you could easily live on these things. They are that good. Of course, you should also sit down at a taverna at least once. Even then, the prices are reasonable. A massive shared Greek salad with a huge slab of feta cheese, a plate of grilled octopus or fresh fish, and some grilled meats won't break the bank, especially if you split it with a travel partner. Pair it with some house wine, and you're living the dream for maybe 15 euros each. Greece also has a ridiculous amount of history that's often free to explore. While the Acropolis in Athens has an entry fee, on the islands, you'll often just stumble upon ancient ruins, a crumbling temple here, an old Venetian castle there, that you can explore completely on your own, for free. It makes you feel like a true explorer. Greece proves that you can absolutely have that postcard-perfect Mediterranean experience without a postcard-sized budget. Number 4. Mexico. Coming in at number 4 is a destination that's easy to get to for a lot of us in the Americas and offers arguably the best value on the continent. Mexico. Now, I'm not talking about the all-inclusive resort bubbles in Cancun. I'm talking about getting out and exploring the real Mexico, a country of breathtaking diversity, rich culture, and some of the best food on earth, all for pennies on the dollar. The value proposition here is incredible. Your money goes far, especially once you get away from the most tourist-heavy zones. You can find fantastic Airbnb apartments or boutique hotels in charming colonial cities for $30 to $50 a night. Local buses to get between towns and cities are reliable, comfortable, and very cheap. Let's break down the experiences. First, the food. Mexican cuisine is UNESCO recognized for a reason, and the best place to experience it is not in a restaurant but in a local market, or from a street vendor. We're talking about life-changing tacos for less than $1 each. Not just any tacos. Al pastor sliced right off the spinning trompo, carnitas simmered for hours until tender, and barbacoa slow-cooked in underground pits. You can have a full-blown feast with a variety of tacos and a cold beer for $5. It's a culinary pilgrimage that is also incredibly kind to your wallet. Then there's the history and culture. Mexico is home to some of the most impressive ancient ruins in the world. While Chichén Itzá is famous and has a higher entry fee, there are so many other incredible sites that are cheaper and often less crowded. Places like Teotihuacan near Mexico City, where you can climb the massive Pyramid of the Sun, or the stunning ruins of Palenque, deep in the Chiapas jungle, covered in moss and howler monkey calls. The entry fees for these places are a small price to pay for walking through thousands of years of history. And we can't talk about Mexico without talking about its natural wonders. The Yucatan Peninsula is dotted with cenotes, natural sinkholes filled with crystal-clear fresh water. Swimming and snorkeling in these beautiful, cool underground caverns is a unique and magical experience. Entry to most cenotes is just a few dollars. You can also go snorkeling with sea turtles in Akumal or whale sharks off the coast of Isla Holbox, a seasonal activity, for a fraction of what similar tours cost in other parts of the world. From the vibrant art scene of Mexico City to the beautiful colonial streets of Oaxaca and Guanajuato, to the Pacific surf beaches, Mexico offers an endless array of experiences. It's a country that invites you to dive deep, explore, and constantly be surprised, all while keeping your budget firmly intact. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Number 3. Portugal. For our number 3 spot, we're heading back to Europe, but we're going to its westernmost, sun-drenched, and most affordable corner, Portugal. This country has been on the radar for a few years now, and for good reason. It manages to pack all the charm, history, and beauty of its more famous neighbors like Spain and France into a much more budget-friendly package. Let's start in the capital, Lisbon. It's a city built on 7 hills, which means you're constantly treated to stunning viewpoints, or miradouros, that are free to enjoy. The city is a mosaic of colorful buildings, historic tiled facades, and cobblestone streets. The best way to get around? The iconic yellow tram 28. It's not just transportation. It's a rolling tour that winds through the city's oldest and most picturesque neighborhoods. A single ride costs just a couple of euros. The food in Portugal is where your budget will really sing. You have to try the national treasure, pastéis de nata. These are small, creamy custard tarts with a flaky, crispy crust, often dusted with cinnamon. You can get them from a famous bakery like Pastéis de Belém or from any local pastelaria for about €1. They are addictive. For a full meal, look for a tasca, a small, traditional restaurant. You can get a hearty plate of grilled sardines, a bifana, a delicious pork sandwich, or a massive bowl of caldo verde, kale soup, for €5 to €10. And of course, the wine. A glass of excellent local Vinho Verde or Douro wine in a restaurant often costs less than €2. It's insane. Then hop on a train, which is very affordable, and head north to Porto. This city is just as stunning as Lisbon, built into the hillsides overlooking the Douro River. It's famous for, you guessed it, port wine. You can do tours and tastings at the historic port wine cellars across the river in Vila Nova de Gaia for around €15, which is an incredible value for a world-famous product. Just wandering through the Ribeira district, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, with its colorful houses and bustling riverfront, is a free and unforgettable activity. And finally, you have the Algarve region in the south. Known for its dramatic golden cliffs, hidden caves, and beautiful beaches, it's a sunseeker's paradise. While the main resort towns can be pricey, you can base yourself in a smaller town like Lagos or Albufeira and still have access to all the stunning natural beauty. The best things to do here, hiking the coastal trails, discovering hidden beaches, and watching the sunset over the ocean, are all completely free. Portugal consistently delivers a high-quality European experience that feels like it should cost far more than it does. Number 2, Vietnam. We are down to the final two, and these are the heavy hitters, the destinations that define budget travel. Taking the number 2 spot is Vietnam. If you're looking for the ultimate combination of otherworldly landscapes, frenetic energy, and food that will ruin all other food for you, all for a price that seems like a typo, Vietnam is your place. Let's talk numbers first. Vietnam is famously affordable. You can easily travel here on a budget of $30 to $40 a day, and that includes everything: a decent guest house, 3 massive meals, local transport, and entrance fees. If you really rough it, you can do it for even less. It's one of the last places where your money truly feels powerful. The heart and soul of Vietnam is its street food culture. This isn't a novelty, it's a way of life. The best meals you will have are served on tiny plastic stools on the sidewalk. We're talking about a steaming, aromatic bowl of pho, which is a noodle soup, for $1.50, a crispy banh mi, which is a Vietnamese sandwich, stuffed with pate, cold cuts, and herbs for $1, fresh spring rolls, grilled meats on skewers, and egg coffee. It's a non-stop culinary adventure for your taste buds and your wallet. You could spend a month here just eating your way through the country and still not try everything. But Vietnam is so much more than its food. The natural beauty is staggering. In the north, you have Sapa, with its endless bright green rice terraces carved into mountainsides. You can do multi-day treks through the villages of local ethnic minorities, staying in their homestays for a few dollars a night, which is an incredibly authentic and rewarding experience. Then there's the iconic Ha Long Bay, with its thousands of limestone karsts jutting out of emerald green water. While a luxury cruise can be pricey, you can find more budget-friendly overnight boat options that still give you this unforgettable experience. For the adventurers, renting a motorbike and tackling the Ha Giang Loop in the far north is considered one of the best motorcycle journeys in the world. The cost to rent a bike for a day is minuscule, and the views of towering cliffs and deep valleys are priceless. The cities are a beautiful chaos. Hanoi's Old Quarter is a maze of streets, each dedicated to a different trade, buzzing with millions of motorbikes. Ho Chi Minh City is a bustling metropolis with a fascinating history, seen at the War Remnants Museum and the Cu Chi tunnels. The energy is contagious. Vietnam is intense, it's beautiful, it's delicious, and it challenges you in the best ways possible. It's a destination that doesn't just give you a vacation, it gives you a story. Number 1, Thailand. And finally, the number 1 spot on our list of the cheapest countries to travel to in 2025. The king of budget travel, the backpacker's paradise that has been delivering insane value for decades. Of course, it's Thailand. Thailand is the complete package. It has everything a traveler could possibly want, and it has perfected the art of delivering it affordably. It's the gold standard for a reason. It all starts with the food. Many would argue, myself included, that Thailand has the best street food in the world. It's a magnet for food lovers. From the fiery tang of a proper pad thai cooked in a giant wok, for about $1, to the life-changing spice of a green curry, the sweet and savory crunch of som tam, papaya salad, and the sheer deliciousness of mango sticky rice, you are in food heaven. You can eat like an absolute emperor for $5 a day. It's a culinary destination in its own right. Then there's the culture and the chaos of Bangkok. You can visit breathtaking temples like Wat Arun and Wat Pho, home to the giant reclining Buddha, for a small entry fee. You can get around the city on the super efficient SkyTrain, BTS, or by hopping on a cheap public riverboat. And of course, you have to take a ride in a colorful, buzzing tuk-tuk at least once. Just negotiate the price first. But for many, the real draw of Thailand is the south and its islands. This is where you find those picture-perfect tropical beaches with white sand and water so blue it doesn't look real. While islands like Phuket and Koh Samui are developed, you can still find deals. And if you head to places like Krabi, Railay Beach, accessible only by boat, or the less developed islands on the Gulf of Thailand, you'll find bungalows on the beach for $15 to $20 a night. You can hire a private longtail boat for a day of island hopping and snorkeling with a group of friends for a shockingly low price per person. Thailand also knows how to have fun. The nightlife, from the infamous Khao San Road in Bangkok to the full moon parties on Koh Pha Ngayon, is legendary. Whether you want to party all night or just find a quiet beach bar to sip a cocktail as the sun goes down, there's an option for every budget. What makes Thailand number 1 is its accessibility and its perfected tourism infrastructure. It's incredibly easy to travel around, with cheap domestic flights, buses, and trains. There's a well-worn tourist trail, which means everything from booking a tour to finding a guest house is simple and competitive, which keeps prices low. It's a country that welcomes everyone, from the first-time backpacker to the luxury traveler, but it remains an undeniable paradise for those watching their wallets. It's the granddaddy of budget travel, and it absolutely deserves the top spot. Well, there you have it, everyone. The top 10 cheapest places to travel in 2025. We've gone from the ruined bars of Budapest to the street food stalls of Bangkok. And I hope this has proven that your dream trip is way more within reach than you might have thought. Now, this is just our list. I know you guys have opinions. I want to hear from you. What's the best budget destination you've ever been to? Did we miss an amazing cheap country? Already planning your trip to one of these spots for next year? Go ahead and spam the comments down below and let me know. I read every single one, and your suggestions honestly help us figure out where to go and what to cover next. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please do me a huge favor and smash that like button. It really helps the channel out more than you know. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss our next video. We've got a lot more crazy travel guides and challenges planned for 2025. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Now go out there, book that flight, and make 2025 the year you see the world without going broke. Happy travels.